Let's continue our lecture. It, the second part, it is about bioethical principles concerning animals. Relevance of the topic. Animal research plays a key role in the development of medicine and biology, but it raises ethical, legal, and social issues. Bioethics requires a human approach to animals as living beings capable of experiencing pain and suffering. A balance is needed between scientific benefit and moral responsibility. Example, international standards require minimized suffering and replacing animals with alternative methods wherever possible. Main international documents: UNESCO Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights 2005, the principle of respect for life in all its forms. Second, European Convention for Protection of Vertebrate Animals Used in Experimental Research, Strasbourg, 1986, requires that animals be kept to a minimum of suffering, adequate housing, and anesthesia. The third, OECD recommendation and EU Directive 2010-63 focus on the three R principles: replacement, reduction, refinement. Higher education, research, and medical institutions with specialized laboratories have right to use animals in experiments. Vivarium is a scientific support unit used for the maintenance and, in some cases, breeding of laboratory animals used in medical and biological research, as well as for educational purposes. Experimental work with animals may only be carried out by specialists who have permission from the management of a licensed state institution and who have sufficient experience in conducting research using animals. These specialists are responsible for ensuring compliance with the rules of the care and use of animals. Experimental laboratory staff with secondary medical, veterinary, or zootechnical education, graduate students and students must be familiar with the rules for conducting work using experimental animals. Ethical standards for the use of animals in biomedical research. General principles, compelling reasons for the necessity of planned experimental studies and impossibility of replacing the animal of any model or alternative research object. Minimize the number of animals involved in the study by standardizing experimental conditions, increasing the information content of methodological techniques and eliminate factors that increase the dispersion of experimental data. Taking necessary measures to prevent animal suffering, mandatory provision of proper care for animals taken into account the characteristics of the etiology. Human treatment of animals, students' laboratory work, educational and scientific experience, drug testing. The three R's concept in animal experience. Replacement, selection and replacement. Replacing painful animal experience with ones that do not cause suffering. Reduction, adequacy and standardization. Reduction in the number of animal experiments. Refinement, reduction of distress, pain and suffering. Improving technique to alleviate suffering of experimental animals. Publications of research results. When publishing research results, experiment must indicate that experiment was sanctioned by the decision of the by etiological committee, obtaining permission by the responsible performer to conduct an experiment on laboratory animals is possible only after the performer submits the bioethics committee an application for conducting bioethical review, program for experimental research on animals, and justification of the need to use animals in the study in the established form. The researcher must provide written description of experiment, which must include statement of purpose of the study, a description of all experimental procedures and techniques, nature and degree of discomfort, and the risk of possible complications. The description should include physical activity, diet, medical intake, stress, and functional testing.